Welcome to Green Gobbling Explorations. I'm Damien.
And I'm Jess. And on this channel, we share our cruelty-free and vegan explorations with you. Hi. So, if I have a mark on my forehead, it's because moments ago I went face first into this lovely microphone. So, really cool. So this is just going to be some final thoughts on the Pacifica brand Moon Moods fragrances. They are vegan and cruelty-free. This is their newest line. We do have another video with our first thoughts on it, so you can watch that if you want to, linked here somewhere. It is rather long though, and you don't necessarily need to watch that to know that they are very lovely, sweet fragrances. So we are going to tell you a little bit more now that we've gotten some time to wear them, get to know them a little bit, and yeah, we've changed our opinions a little bit on them since that first video anyway.
Yeah. We're keeping the lineup the same though. We're not going to go through all the notes of each of these because you can watch the other video if you want to see that. But in our first video, we had decided that the Blue Moon and the Silver Moon were among our two favorites, and also the Dream Moon was kind of included as a third. But I think our opinions have changed on that a little bit, and we'll get to that in a minute. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I just wanted to reiterate was how beautiful these bottles are. That's one of my favorite things about these. Still, is I just love these bottles. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
they are
can see
nice.
that. But okay, so we'll start maybe with the ones that we liked least.
Okay, yeah. So in the first video, I said that the Flower Moon was my least favorite. He agreed with me, I believe. And my second least favorite was the Cherry Moon. They've switched places, actually. The Cherry Moon, actually, I think I liked it in the first video, but having some time with it now, like when I spray it on my skin after it dries down, it gets very sour after a little while. And so for that reason, it's kind of gone to the bottom of my favorites. I don't love it as much. I probably wouldn't buy this, or I wouldn't recommend it out of the 5. And then with this Flower Moon, I actually didn't like it in the first one, but now I actually really do like it. It has grown on me quite a bit. So,
With this cherry moon, I think you might like it perhaps if you like the smell of cherry and tangerine, but
Yeah.
unless you're into that strong fruit flavor, it's probably
Yeah.
not going to be your favorite.
It's very candy-like and not very fragrant otherwise. Just kind of like sour fruit. It's kind of sour fruit on the skin is what that smells like.
Right.
But as far as like the Blue Moon and the Silver Moon, they're still very beautiful. I still love them. They're still very sweet, soft, kind of gourmandy. And then the Dream Moon as well. This became our number 1. In
Yep.
the end, we love this one the most. And this actually has the best performance as well. Now, for these fragrances, as far as performance, I don't really feel like they're super great. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't last very long. They don't have very good projection. The sillage isn't very strong. Unfortunately, it's just kind of a smaller, bubble of fragrance around you and fairly light. I would say these last 2 to 3 hours, aside from the Dream Moon, which lasts a little bit longer. This lasted the longest out of the 5. And had the strongest performance overall. I think I said that.
Right. But
Yeah.
but none of these are real offensive smells. So I mean, you can put as much on as you want,
You could
and you're not
overspray.
going to offend people. Like there's a lot of, every once in a while you walk through a crowd and you know when somebody's wearing something, and if your reaction is like, "Whoa," that's usually kind of an offensive, strong smell. But I don't think that any of these would qualify as that.
Yeah, they're all very soft, very sweet, very pleasant, and
Yeah.
people-pleasing.
So
Yes, you could
yeah.
wear this anywhere, get away
Yeah.
with any of these, honestly. I would spray this on your clothes as well. Try to get it on your clothes to make it last a little bit longer. Honestly, I wish these lasted longer. I have to respray in a couple hours and to just keep up the intensity at all. So, boo. But otherwise, they smell beautiful. I mean, I still love them.
But it seems like the atomizers in the nozzles are pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
So
They're nice.
So
Yeah.
it might even be spraying less than we can tell. You know, it's hard to say.
Oh, they're nice.
Yeah.
I think they spray really nicely.
Yep.
I would go 8 sprays though, at least. Get it on your clothes. Yeah, unfortunately, but I would still buy these. I would still recommend them, but just knowing that they're not super strong. The performance isn't great. They are $22 a bottle for 1 ounce. That's a pretty good price. I think it's a fair price. I would call it fair. I wouldn't call it great, considering the performance on these. So, yeah, I wish the performance was a little bit better. The smell is beautiful. I still think you can't go wrong with the silver or the blue. And also the flower moon is very beautiful. And in fact, I felt like the flower moon reminded me of a different fragrance from the 90s. It actually reminded me of sunflowers. Now, this is not a clone for sunflowers at all. It's not a clone. It's not even a dupe. But it does have that same 90s floral vibe. So I can smell very similar florals in here. I have a little thing here with the sunflowers. I borrowed it from my mom. She owns it. Personally, I don't love sunflowers. But I did like it in the 90s. But not anymore. But this flower is like sunflowers without the harshness or the screechiness. It's much sweeter and much more pleasant overall. So you can get that 90s sunflowers vibe with a little bit more peach and just a softer, better fragrance overall.
Yeah.
A cruelty-free version of sunflowers.
Right. We've kind of been smelling these and talking about it and thinking about it. And the sunflower has something that kind of gets in your nose and stings your nose a little bit. Whereas these,
harsh.
the flower moon here does not. It's much more pleasant to the nose.
Yeah, it's really nice. And again, sunflowers is not cruelty-free. So if you're looking for something to scratch that sunflowers 90s fragrance itch, I think you might really enjoy this flower moon. Now, another one that gave me vibes was this Dream. Now, this gave me vibes of Baccarat Rouge. Is that crazy? I think it's crazy. It's crazy. I love Baccarat Rouge. It's one of my favorite fragrances. However, it is very expensive. Baccarat Rouge is cruelty-free. But it's very expensive, and when I noticed that, I just had to talk about it. It's not a clone, it's not a dupe, but it has very similar notes in there. It's got some of the same kind of candy floss notes. So Dream Moon does not have that saffron top like Baccarat. And I would also say Dream Moon does have, in place of it, kind of a jammy sweet rose.
Yeah.
Do you want to smell them again?
And that it's a somewhat significant difference. So so it's like Baccarat sort of with a jammy rose on top.
Yeah, that's what it smells like to me too.
We should be clear that it is not a dupe. But if you like Baccarat, you would probably like Dream.
Yeah. If you like Baccarat, then you will like this. And when I spray this, it reminds me of Baccarat because of that candy floss and a little bit of that woods. The other thing that I like about Dream Moon is I sometimes go nose blind to Baccarat. So does he.
Yeah.
It's just, and I know a lot of people do.
So we had to do several tests to figure it out.
I usually don't, but if I overspray or things like that, then I'll have a bout of nose blindness, which is such a bummer, right? But with Dream, it's just a little bit more intense. It's a little bit more full. Well, I don't want to say it's full because when you smell Baccarat fully, it's full, it's intense, it's beautiful. But this, I just don't think you would go nose blind to it, you know?
Yeah.
It's really nice, pleasant. It's pretty well-rounded, sweet fragrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So that's the one I recommend the most. The one to wear to work, I think you could wear that to work.
Yeah.
But the one that's most unassuming, I feel like, is this Blue Moon. Is also very nice, kind of unisex. I feel like they all lean sweet.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like any of these are classically masculine by any stretch, really. But I feel like the ones that could be the most unisex are Blue Moon and Dream.
Yeah, Blue Moon was a little gourmandy. This one is a little bit more candy. And the Silver Moon,
It's gourmandy, too.
yeah.
It's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
This could also be unisex, too, but none of them are classically masculine.
What did we decide? It was kind of like pistachio ice cream.
Yeah, pistachio ice cream and Jordan almonds.
Jordan
Yum,
almonds.
yum, yum.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. All right, well, I'm going to go spray some more of this dream. Just kidding. Overspray. I love these. Would I recommend these in the end? I do recommend these. I do like them. I think they're beautiful. So, for the price, if I had to pay $50 for this, no.
Yeah.
For the price.
For one.
Yeah, if I had to pay $50 for one bottle and the performance was as this performs, no, I wouldn't. But it's $22. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
And otherwise, that's our final thoughts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us. I don't think we're going to talk about these ones again.
No, but coming up, you wanted to do another discussion on Baccarat Rouge.
Oh yeah, I'm going to share all my Baccarat Rouge. I have some that are dupes. I have some that are,
Similar.
not so much dupes. I have some that people said they were dupes or clones and they were not.
So it should be interesting.
Yeah,
So.
look for that one. And I have some other fun videos coming up as well for fragrances. So that's it.
All right.
Thank you.